Y'all know what? It hit me when you are going through transitions in life, you have to do one thing first and foremost, and that is watch your mouth. Don't talk so much. Now, this is from someone, the one thing that I used to get in trouble for in school. It wasn't my grades. It wasn't fighting. It wasn't any of that. It was talking. Can you believe it? Talking. Talking too much. Talking in class. That would be the one thing. And yeah, my mouth has gotten me into some trouble over the years. But I have matured enough to know when to speak, when not to speak, what to say and what not to say. And one of the times that I have discovered that you have to really, really watch your mouth is during transitions of life. Life transitions. And that's every single type of transition. It could be a transition relationally, that's in and out, whether it's a job or business, in and out, or just changes within, health-wise, any type of transition there. Just transition, change is usually a very vulnerable space to be in. And most of us, we accept that change is a part of life, but we may not be that comfortable with it. If we could just keep things the same, or have control over what changes and what doesn't change, then most of us would be happy with that. But the reality is that life is full of change. Change is a constant of life, right? I just think about it like a roller coaster. I used to love going to Six Flags, Great America, and I loved the roller coaster, right? And you get on that roller coaster and you put the seatbelt on, or the thing, seatbelt, the thing to keep you in snug, right? And then you are going up, right? And then you get up here, and then here comes the transition. You're dropping down, and then you go up again and drop down. I loved it, right? But it was exhilarating and scary. It was a ride. And that is how life is. Remember, you're clutching, you're holding on for dear life as you're going up. You're like, it's exciting. It's when you're looking up at the sky. Everything, the world is opened up to you, and you get to the top, to the climax, and then it brings you back down. And that's exactly how life is. There are times it's almost like you could feel the wind beneath your wings. You could feel the wind at your back, pushing you forward, pushing you up. You're prepared for the moment. This is what you were made for. This is what you were built for. And you feel it. It's your moment. We all have had where you went in that interview, you nailed it. You got multiple people scouring, wanting you, wanting your skills, wanting your gifts. You meet that person and you just feel it. You feel the wind on it. You feel like this just feels good. It could be a friendship. It could be a romantic relationship. You're having an experience. Maybe you're experiencing a new culture, a new country, and it just, in that moment, you just feel that euphoric feeling. It's a high. At some point, the vacation has to end, though. At some point, you're going to get here, and here you go. The other part of the roller coaster. That is life. That is life. When we're in transitions of life, we have to watch what we say and who we say what we say to. What we say. sometimes if we're going through a difficult transition, we have to watch sabotaging ourselves with our words. I'm an expresser. When I feel things, they churn and churn until I find some type of way to get them out. Okay? As I've matured, I've learned how to control and to maneuver those feelings, that expression. I've learned how to not just, let my emotions run me, right? When I was younger, I was run more by my emotions, right? Whether it came out through tears, through whatever, okay? In maturity, you learn how to use your emotions, but not let them run you. When you're going through transitions, watch your mouth. Watch what you say about yourself, because you are the prophet of your own life. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. That's Bible, okay? The power of your own tongue. So it really matters less what other people say about you. It matters what you say about you. It matters what you think about you. And really what you think about you is going to come out of your mouth. So even if you are not speaking it yet, but you let those negative thoughts about yourself churn, and about yourself, your situation, your looks, your whatever it is, if you let that churn in here, you're going to eventually say it out of your mouth, which gives it power. It gives it power. And like I said, for us expressors, for us communicators, we like to get stuff out. And I am not an advocate for holding stuff in, but there's a time and a place and there's a way. If there's something that I'm feeling in a moment, instead of letting my emotions make me blurt it out, I'm in control of that. I'm in control of my words. I'm in control of my emotions. I can acknowledge right now I'm angry. Right now I feel not too good. I may be feeling down. I may be feeling sadness, whatever the case may be. Right now is probably not the time to speak. This is why there are people, I'm one of them, I get more quiet when I'm going through something. And no, I don't want to talk. I may not want to talk to you. No shade. That's the other part of it. Not only what you say, but who you say it to. You can't talk to everybody when you're going through the transitions of life. And it doesn't mean you don't love people. It may even be people that you're close to, but they're not the right one for this particular transition. They're not the right one. There are people that, if you're the type of person that people see you as, you got it all together and all that, and you may have it together, but no one has it all, ALL, capital, together. No one does. Because we all go through, all of us. We all do. There is not a person walking this planet. I don't care if it's the biggest superstar, the biggest politician, everybody. And it's even worse for those people because they're visible. A lot of things are there. A lot of their transitions are seen. There's only so much that they can hide. Okay? Certain things they cannot hide. Okay? We all go through it. We all go through transitions. But if you're seen as a person that other people envy, even if you don't know it, when you're going through life transitions, that's usually when the junk comes out. You done gained a few pounds. You see somebody that's, y'all cool, First thing they say, oh, you getting kind of juicy. Now, do you really need somebody else to tell you? Y'all know what juicy is, right? Thick. Fluffy. put a little bit on. Do you really need anybody? When you wash your body every day, you look at yourself in the mirror, you're in your skin, do you need anyone to tell you that your booty got big? Do you need anybody to tell you your face is fatter? Or maybe sometimes you can't really see it that much, your face, but you know that your butt is big. You know if you can squeeze that belly a little bit more than you used to. You know if you're not fitting in your clothes the way that you know that you don't need nobody else to tell you that. And they know that you don't need them to tell you that. So by the fact that they chose in that moment to point out to you that you're getting juicy, where do you think that comes from? Where does that come from? If you are the person who says those things to people, where does that come from? May I offer that sometimes when we do these things, it's because we feel a certain way about that person. We see them in a certain light, and maybe at certain points, maybe we felt a little low-key jealousy, low-key envy. Maybe not in that just hating way, but it's a little low-key. Especially if it's compared to you. Maybe if you're the person that you constantly on the diet and they seem like they can eat, 5 burgers and some fries and a shake and all that, and they still be having a flat stomach. And maybe you're a little bit jealous of that. And now that person has put on a little jiggle. And maybe, just maybe, you're relishing a little bit into that. And that's where the statement comes out at. Maybe that's why you said it. Sometimes we don't know these things about ourselves until we get in that moment. And it's even if you don't actually say it, but you think it. You think it. Oh, finally. Oh, she Miss Perfect. Oh, she ain't all in shape now. How about you find out somebody is going through a breakup? It's a couple that's been together for a long time. Their couple's goals. Everybody, they, look beautiful on pictures. They got, all the stuff going on. It's just amazing. You find out they're having issues. When you're going through transitions, watch who you talk to, and especially if it's a breakup. And especially if it's a divorce. I've been through divorce. Especially if you don't watch who you talk through during a time like that, where you may be the most vulnerable than you've ever been. Your junk is raw. Even if you want it, even if you want the breakup, even if you want the divorce, your junk is raw. Watch what you say and who you say it to, because one day you may regret sharing or oversharing with who you shared with. There are some people that it's just, they're not necessarily a bad person, and y'all could be cool. And you may feel like it's a safe space and a safe place at that time to share. And think about it, when you're going through anything, it can feel quite lonely. And I'm not just talking about breakups, I'm talking about any type of major life transition. It can feel lonely if you're not well in your body, if you're going through a sickness or something like that. It can feel very lonely, even if you're surrounded by people. And sometimes you want somebody to be in it with you. You want to share. You want to express. You want to get some things off your chest. You want someone to understand. You want an outlet. Be careful who you choose to speak to share that with in those moments. It's human to want someone to be in that moment with you, to share. I mean, think about, I don't think any of us, it's just as simple as this human nature thing, right? Like I'm sitting here and there's a bunch of parking spaces around me, right? Have you ever experienced you've gone to a parking lot, or you have somewhere where you're surrounded by, you purposely park in an area that there's not many cars around you, and what happens? Somebody comes and park right next to you, and they have all of these choices. Why do they do that? Why do we as human beings do that? And I think it's a subconscious thing. It's not like, they know you. Usually they don't know you, but they want to be close to another person. They don't want to be alone. I think it's a subconscious human thing. I'm sure there's some science behind it. I can go look up some stuff, but when you're going through a transition, and I know sometimes it can be very lonely. This is why you need God. You know that seatbelt, or that protector thing on the roller coaster? That's God. That's God. You can be on that roller coaster with 50 other people. You can have somebody sitting right next to you, but that seatbelt, that protector thing, I don't know what this thing is called, that you pull down over you to lock you in. That's God. Everybody else there, they're on the same ride. It may be somebody right next to you, but they can't help you. They're on their own roller coaster. They're experiencing the roller coaster too. They may be right next to you, but they're not feeling what you're feeling, and they can't protect you. Only that seatbelt and that locky thing can protect you. That's God. Your spouse can't protect you. Your kids can't protect you. Your mama, your daddy, no. They cannot ultimately do what God can do. So sometimes when we're in the transitions of life, not sometimes, all the time, really, if we're really doing it, we have to be led by the seatbelt, the locky thing. Okay, he got us. And all you can do is scream. Scream. And keep going. Don't let go. Hold on tight. Let it out. Have the experience. Have your eyes open. I like to have my eyes open. Sometimes I close them because it's so scary, but I like to have my eyes open on the roller coaster as much as possible. And go for the ride. But understand, sometimes you got to realize it's really you and the seatbelt that's going to keep you through that whole ride. If in a transition, which is the most vulnerable times of our lives, when we're in those transitions, if we don't realize how vulnerable a place that we're in, if we don't realize that there's people that will relish in your, don't worry, you're gonna come back up. The roller coaster always comes back up. Sometimes it gets stuck right there, right? Understand there's people that may care for you, but they see you in a certain light. And if they are not happy with self, then when your junk is on this part of a transition, they may not be the right person for you to talk to. You have to know who is in your corner. And sometimes it's a hard lesson to learn, because sometimes you don't know until you know. Watch when you're on this. Who is genuinely happy for you? Who is genuinely the wind beneath your wings? Who are you genuinely happy for? Because this goes both ways. There are people that you are not the person for them to talk to. You're not the person for them to talk to about this particular transition. They don't have the capacity for you, or you don't have the capacity for them, whatever the case may be. Okay. This is something I thought about the other day, and I really wanted to share it because I think that sometimes we sabotage ourselves when we're in the most vulnerable position of our lives. And sometimes we're in the most vulnerable position when we're on an upward scale, when we're going up. Sometimes we don't have our eyes in the back of our head as much as we do when we're going down. When we're in that hard place, sometimes we're more vigilant, diligent. But when we're feeling that euphoric feeling of, rising and success and things are popping and moving, sometimes that's when we get caught slipping. And we let the wrong people close and the wrong people in. Hold on to the seatbelt. Hold on to the locky thing. He got you. All right. Subscribe.